But speaking of Spider-Man, I want to talk about somebody that was in the very first Spider-Man with Tom Holland, where he said, "Do a flip, Spider-Man," and
Oh, I
I'm
love that
talking
guy.
about Zach Cherry. I'm talking about Zach
Yes.
Cherry, and now Zach Cherry was on Severance, but he's also coming to the Great American Baking Show. That's right, he's a
Oh,
host in the Great American Baking Show. Cook a
oh my
cook a cake,
God.
Spider-Man. You know.
Stop it.
So he's coming in to be a host. I guess he did like a holiday special that he came in for. So they brought him in. They also brought in Ellie Kemper, who played Kimmy Schmidt in the was it
No,
Kimmy
the
Schmidt's
unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt.
Unbreakable? Yeah, Unbreakable on Netflix. So they're coming in to be the new hosts. Of course, Paul Hollywood and Prue are going to be the actual judges again. But now they're coming to America. So if you're a fan of this show,
Oh,
it's one of those things. This is a reality conversation. We never have these, but this is a show that Sabrina got me to watch, and I actually end up binging most of it because it's just fun.
it's
It's just a
so good.
fun, dumb show, but it's fun.
It's
It's
not dumb.
cooking.
It's amazing. How dare you? How
But
fucking
this
dare
is
you?
coming
You
to
hate Chris Pine and you hate the great
the.
British. What is it called? The
This
great.
one's to be called the Great American Baking
Yeah,
Show.
that's
The
why
Great
it's
British Baking
confusing. But
Show
it's
is the
usually
OG
a
one.
I don't know. I was like, that doesn't
Yeah,
sound right.
yeah.
Yeah.
but it's going to be coming to the Roku channel in May. So starting in May, they're going to heat up these kitchens. They're calling it a melting pot of people from all over the
I
country
can't.
coming to the tent. Americans, and Prue is excited. She's rather hoping that these bakers will bring something new to the tent. And the U.S. version is going to get great hands and is backed by Love Productions USA. So yeah, they also have the company responsible for the show The Amazing Race that's behind this. So May 5th, if you're a
Ugh.
fan of the Great British Baking Show, you'll be able to watch on Roku for free streaming on Roku, The Great American Baking Show. And we got Do a Flip, Spider-Man coming in there. Where
Lexi's
she's
like
funny.
hard pass.
She's like a hard pass. But he's funny. I like him a lot. And then he popped up in Severance, which I love that show a lot too, Severance. And
He was in
and
you actually the first season. I think the first and second season. Definitely the first. I'm not sure about the second, but
he was
yeah,
in.
just the first. But he was really great in that as well.
Oh,
And
I didn't know that.
I'm very out to lunch on you. I liked it, and then I hated it, and then I liked it, and then I hated it, and I'm kind of. I think overall, after watching all of the seasons, I'm kind of out to lunch on it still. Like it's just not as what I expected, and it's very like wants to be Dexter, but it's not as good as Dexter, and like it's just it kind of goes off the rails for me. And I know that's not what we're talking about, so I'm going to bring it back in. Sorry about that. Um,
you
so he
you
is
love this
very
show
funny.
though.
What?
You love this show, The Great British Bake Off. So
Oh, I do. I
you
do
must be
love it.
excited about the Great
I was
American Bake Off.
gonna bring. No, I'm not excited because I would like to be the host on it. Fuck you, Kimmy Schmidt. Kiss my ass. I need that job. I don't know how you got that job and I didn't get that job because that would be the greatest thing ever. Like I would love, 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 love to be that fucking
Unbreakable.
person. Like I mean, honestly, Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt. Seriously, like she's ish on like every level. And Rachel, I agree with you. Penn Bagley is great in it, and the acting is great in the show with everyone. Every single actor is fucking bar none amazing, but it's just the story that annoys me. Like that's. I'm sorry, Brian, that we turned this into a you conversation.
It's okay.
I'm gonna, I'm gonna bring it back around to the Great
Coming
British
back
Baking Show.
around.
The Great British Baking Show is amazing. You should definitely binge watch it on Netflix. They only give you though like season like 5 through 9, which is super annoying. You have to like pirate the fucking first 4 seasons or something or find them somewhere.
Well,
I don't
because
know
they were
where.
all different people. It was like before
Who
they
cares?
actually
Like, dude, the
they
show is
started on
so
one network,
good.
went to another,
It's
went to
so
another.
fun. The people have great personalities. Like they're super fun. The bakers are super fun. The casting is really good for the home bakers. And it's I don't know. Like every time I get to the end and I'm like, oh, who's gonna win? Like it's so, like when you're watching, I'm like, oh, he's definitely gonna win. And I'm like, oh, he's gonna get a handshake. Like there's like a thing where Paul Hollywood gives you a handshake if you did really well. So it's I don't know, it's just a really fun show. But I'm also a fan of like Top Chef and a lot of like Hell's Kitchen, like a lot of cooking things because I cook and I'm Italian and I love food. So that's kind of my jam. And my mom actually, shout out to Schmoopy, made me watch this. Didn't make me, but she told me to watch it, and I did. And I was binging it and Brian was not around. And then he came back and he was like, "What are you watching?" And then he just fell very easily into the cycle. So it's very likable. I'm not excited about Kimmy Schmidt and Spider Man in there, honestly, because I would love it for me. I would love it to be me. So jealousy, number one. Number two, I don't know if anyone could match those idiots in Britain. Like the fucking guy with the furry sweaters who we call something Ramon. Like, what do we call that guy?
Oh yeah,
You know what I'm talking about. Like, he looks like he's from the Ramones.
he
And then there was
does.
like this guy with alopecia who was, and they're really not funny, but for some reason I've grown to love them. It's very weird. So I feel like I'm going to be very critical about this. And I hope that it will be up to snuff for me because I really, really do love that show.
Yeah, I'm just like, I'm not really sure either, but I don't know. Like, you have the same judges, so the same judges are good. So if they're good, and they kind of follow that formula, you think that it would be good too. But you just don't know. They're good. They're trying to do something
Hold
different.
on.
They
I'm sorry,
they've done.
Brian. I don't mean to interrupt you, but Rachel made a very good remark, which is exactly why I love the show. The competitors are so courteous to they help each other.
They
Like
are
if
very
someone's
courteous.
if someone's not done, like everyone will run and help them like finish their shit. Which if it was like Chopped or Top Chef, they'd be like, "Huh, go fuck yourself." You know what I mean? Like in
Hmm.
America. So I hope that America doesn't fuck it up like that because that like they all sit there and hold hands like at judgment time, like they're all supporting each other and like I that
They're
is Rachel, it's a really, really great point. Like I honestly, that's why I love it. And Brian, how many times did I say that to you? I'm like, look how supportive they are of each other.
they actually care. You're like,
I don't know what season it was, but when Jurgen was on and Giuseppe, and it
yeah,
was
that was a
like
good season.
German week, which Giuseppe happened to win because he's Italian, which is weird because Jurgen is German. But Jurgen was in the tent with everyone at night, like teaching them how to cook German shit, like, make German bread, make, you know what I mean? He gave them all lessons. Like that's not something that anyone in America would do in a competition. And so I'm,
Not
I'm
normally.
really, no, not ever. Not normally, not ever. Like Americans are dicks and we all are very competitive and they like had a community of people and that they all supported and loved each other, and I'm sure some liked others, better than, other people, but like at the same time, like at the end of the show they do this like recap where like they show pictures of them all hanging out later on. Like it's just I don't know, it's so heartwarming and it's just a fun show. And I'm sorry to derail what you were doing, Brian, but Rachel really just made a really great point, and
Yeah.
I that's one of the reasons I love the show. So
No, I know, I get it, and I like the show a lot too, and that's why I saw this. I'm like, oh, maybe it'll be good. They're doing an American version. They're trying something different. But you're right, the Americans might be a lot different, and it might take away some of the heart and the soul of the show. And then it's a whole different show. And is it even worth happening? That's the question. Then, why do we dive into this again? It's almost like you're rebooting it again because everyone loves reboots. It's like you're rebooting it, but you're doing it with Americans now as opposed to British contestants. And like I said, they're not all British contestants. A lot of them are coming from different places in the world. It's just they shot there. And this, they're actually focusing on actually being all Americans. So different
I
kind
feel
of
like
concept,
it's gonna
new
be really
show. It's like the same show, but different. And, that kind of is one of those things that happens all the time. We talk about it all the time.